For all those who are tired of found footage movies, this is actually one of the few that actually are really worth watching. Hi, welcome to Unscripted. This is Tyler from Anchor Reviews.
And Steven from Steven Lawson Studios.
And today we have Cloverfield. Now it's the first time we're actually backtracking to an old movie. Usually we review movies that are pretty new and relevant. However, this one is one that's from a long, while back. And we're reviewing it because, 10 Cloverfield is coming out, so I feel like it'd be the perfect time to review it.
It is a great time for it. I absolutely agree.
Yeah, this movie came out when the found footage genre pretty much exploded. I mean, it's pretty common now, but it came out around the same time as like movies like Paranormal Activity and Quarantine and so on.
It was actually a little bit earlier than that. I don't want it to sound like it was in the ballpark. I really think and there's probably support for this that Cloverfield was kind of a big force in resurging the found footage genre.
Yeah.
The prior example to that was the Blair Witch Project, which
is overrated.
Yes, that is largely an opinion on it.
I'll get back to my explanation on that. But.
Right. I'm not completely sold on that point of view, but it's there's a lot of truth in that, to be sure. And but anyways, Cloverfield was released back in 2008. I remember this, and it was my first found footage movie experience. And to this date, I honestly think it's the best I've seen. That lots of people will try to argue with me, the Blair Witch or something else, but I really think this was the best. It had a proper budget, which really rewarded it, and it still has questions that are left to be answered to this day, and we'll see where 10 Cloverfield Lane takes us.
Yeah, but also personally, I mean, I think Cloverfield's really good, but I honestly think that that Chronicle is the best found footage movie I've seen. But don't worry, I do think that Cloverfield is a strong runner-up to that. But anyway, I mean, I think we should. I mean, we're backtracking this review, but I think we should backtrack when we saw the trailer for this, because I remember this trailer premiered before the first Transformers movie. It's kind of hard to believe that movie was about almost 10 years ago now.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was about to start high school when that movie came out. But I remember when the trailer came out, everyone was talking about it. It was like, whoa, what's this thing? And back in the day, I thought, is this like another Godzilla movie? Because the footage they showed, I thought that was for the trailer. I didn't know if that was actually the footage in the movie that they were going to actually put in the final project. And in addition, I remember the part just seeing the Statue of Liberty's head just being chucked on the streets. That was kind of like our generation's like Independence Day when the White House exploded.
Yeah, I'd say that is fairly accurate.
Yeah, it was shocking.
Mm-hmm. I recall the same thing and just being horrendously fascinated and obsessed for a long time about the Cloverfield monster and issues, because they didn't show it until the movie actually came out. And well, we'll get to that in a bit. But basically, even afterward, with some of the questions that were left, I hunted for a long time, and as did many other people. We found a website that turned out to be another viral marketing ploy called Aladigma, which was supposed to be at least marketed to try and attract the Cloverfield audience to something else. But it turned out to be a dead end, basically, and that's the end of it. So
yeah, maybe they'll explain it in 10 Cloverfield Lane. But anyway, the movie Cloverfield is a found footage movie about these 20-something-year-olds, which is pretty much Steven and I now.
Yep.
They're throwing a surprise party for their friend named Rob, played by Michael Shady David, or Shady David. I'm just gonna call him Michael. And pretty much they surprise them in that they're having a good time, and then lights start to flicker. They're wondering what's happening with the power. They go on the roof, and gigantic explosion. People will start running down. People are like, what's happening? What's happening to that? And then suddenly it gets real right there.
Shit gets real. The whole city goes to hell. That's basically what happens. And
Faster than Detroit.
yeah, that's right. Um, I guess I should also mention talking about where he's supposed to be going. That's kind of minutely important in terms of some of the found footage on the DVD that kind of hints at possible origins. He was going to work in Japan, and it was implied to be at this slushy Japanese,
Yeah, I mean,
manufacturer.
I think another reason why it's set in Japan, he's going to Japan because this is like a giant monster movie, and the Japanese have coined the phrase the kaiju genre, which pretty much means like the giant monster movie genre.
Right.
And pretty much, him and his friends are trying to get out of the city, but Rob still has a thing for his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend Beth, played by Odette Annabelle, and yeah, pretty much they're trying to go through the city while this giant monster pretty much ravages New York City. And I would say this movie was really good. I mean, the reason why, back to what I said about Blair Witch Project, the reason why I think this found footage movie is much better than Blair Witch Project and Paranormal Activity is that they actually show us the monster. And I'm not saying you need to reveal the entire monster in the first 20 minutes. What's great about this movie is that they give you little glimpses. They keep teasing you, and they keep giving you more and more every time they introduce the monster. Yep. And then pretty much halfway through, you know what the monster looks like. And it's very satisfying. That's how you make an awesome reveal in a movie. You kind of make little hints, and then it's very satisfying when you actually get that full reveal.
Yep, that's right. I think one of the first great looks we got at it, there were a couple
Oh yeah.
Okay looks at it beforehand from helicopter news footage in the movie, but one of the best I remember was when they're trying to get down into the subway tunnels, and the military is attacking it with missiles. Oh yeah,
that was awesome.
And the light of the missiles kind of reveals its face, and
yeah,
that was a fantastic reveal.
I know, and I think one of the people had complaints about this movie when it came out was a lot of people say, "Oh, it's too shaky, it'll give you motion sickness." I mean, there's only a couple of scenes of really a lot of shaky cam, but I think the movie Quarantine that came out like the same year, like later, that movie had a lot more found like shaky cam moments than this one. But I just feel like people did overreact to it. I don't have motion sickness, I don't suffer from that, but I'm not saying that anyone who suffers from that shouldn't watch this movie either. I mean, maybe have a barf bucket on the side, but
I feel most people who are aware that these movies do not sit well with their stomach, are pretty, they know who they are, and they're not going to risk it in the first place. They might not even be listening to the review. But in any case...
oh no, they're talking about me. It's so shaky!
Right. There was also that good Parkinson's camera angle. Yeah, my
Steve
film teacher absolutely hates that.
That joke.
Yeah, that was a... anyways. Basically, something else to know about it is a lot of the other negative reaction came from a lot of these simple-minded idiots who go to movies expecting spoon-fed everything. And this movie definitely forced you, if you want to appreciate it to its full extent that you can, to dig deeper, to research outside of it, to almost form a community like a cult, and dig deeper into all the secrets that it holds. Yeah.